Truck accidents are very common, and we see truck accident victims and injured clients every day in our practice. They usually are more serious than the normal automobile accident, and that's because if you're involved with an 18-wheeler, you're dealing with a truck that may weigh 80,000 pounds compared to your vehicle of maybe 4,000 or 5,000 pounds. The injuries you sustain in that accident are likely to be very serious, and they're going to change your life immediately. And by that I mean you're probably not going to be able to work for a while. You're probably going to have serious injuries that require a lot of medical attention, and it's going to affect you in your daily activities of living, and it's going to affect the family that you live with. In truck accident cases, it is important to act fast because truck accidents they're commercial motor vehicles on the road. Generally, they have a dispatcher. Immediately when a truck has an accident, they're calling the dispatcher to tell them they had an accident. You know what happens then? That trucking company immediately will send an investigator out to try to figure out exactly why the truck wasn't at fault in the case. And so you need to act fast yourself, and you need to seek advice yourself. And my best advice to you is call a lawyer, because he'll know what to do to immediately investigate a truck accident. Truck drivers are held to a higher standard because they are driving commercial motor vehicles, and those motor vehicles are regulated by statute, federal regulations that are very complicated. And so you need to have a lawyer that had experience with dealing with truck accidents and commercial motor vehicles, because it's a different set of rules and regulations than a normal car accident. Investigating a truck accident is a different animal. Generally, I want to get an accident reconstructionist on the scene as quickly as possible. There's many things that can have gone wrong with a truck that causes an accident. There's ways to determine almost their exact speed. There's downloads of what's called a black box in a truck. You've got to be fast. You've got to get the evidence fast, and the best way to do that is call an experienced truck accident lawyer. You look to a number of different entities or people in a truck accident cases to see who may be responsible for what happened. And generally, there's more than just the driver. The company that he's working for can be liable. The company that may have hired the load, the pulling the trailer and the load, they may have loaded something inappropriate. They can be held liable. A truck broker can be held liable in certain cases. Well, the type of damages available for a truck accident case, it's your pain and suffering, it's lost income, mental anguish, cost of medical bills. Those are called compensatory damages to compensate you for what you've gone through. Sometimes punitive damages could be available depending on the circumstances. Your attorney, if you get an experienced truck accident attorney, he's always going to be looking to see whether punitive damages are also available. I have a lot of experience in truck accident cases. I've been practicing for almost 45 years. The first half of my practice involved defending trucking companies. I defended truck companies. I defended insurance companies. So I had it from that side of the fence. For the last 25 years of my practice, I've been representing people involved in truck accidents. I know how to investigate a truck accident. I know what's involved. I can anticipate what a trucking company is going to do to try to defend themselves. I think my past clients and current clients would say that I'm very involved in their case, that I know what I'm doing, I'm very experienced, that I've given them good advice. I hope to give them good advice. I think they trust me, and trust between a client and the lawyer is probably the most important thing. Client communication is very important. It's important for me to get back to my client as soon as possible. I try to get back to my client. If they call me that day, I'm trying to get back to them that day. Sometimes that's difficult because sometimes you're off in court or meetings or that sort of thing. But I am very mindful that a client, when they call me as their lawyer, they're wanting to know something. And when people want to know something, they're entitled to get an answer back as quickly as possible. So I'm going to try to get back to you, the client, as quickly as I can. I'm a small firm. I'm what we call a solo practitioner. I have assistants, but I'm the only lawyer in my firm. I've got other lawyers in the same building with me that I consult with, so it's not like it's just me. Sometimes I step next door and talk to another lawyer and say, hey, give me your advice about this. I feel like it's a real advantage to the client being a solo practitioner because I'm personally involved in their case step by step, all the way through from calling our office the very first time to taking your case to court. On an initial consultation, your initial consultation for a truck accident case, I'm going to want to know about you personally. I'm going to want to know about your injuries, and I'm going to want to know about the accident. Those are the main three things we're going to go into. Actually, I'm going to have hoped that you had called me before we really even have your first good initial consultation, because if you call me early and we're going to go out and check out that accident scene, likely with an expert, before you even come into the office for initial consultation, because it's very important to act quickly in truck accident cases.